Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Levinson, Managing Partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, we have the Joseph Loughran, our Marketing Vice President, and our special guest speaker, our IUL consultant, Neil Wilding. So we have some great new stuff to talk about, as always. If you've been with us for a while now or you're newer with us, no problem. But as you can see, we try to pick a hot new topic, maybe a sales strategy, maybe a new product rollout. We try to pick out something hot from the industry to make sure that we utilize and maximize every minute of your time, okay? We don't want to sit here for 45 minutes and talk about how great one of our company's financials are and that they just hit $1 billion of surplus. I mean, that's not what we're here for. We are trying to save you time so you don't have to go from website to agent forums to find out what's hot and what's not. Okay, so that's the name of the game, and that's our goal every single week when we talk about these training webinars. So that's what you're on right now. Now, June happens to be a month where we are averaging 2 webinars every single week. These are live webinars, and it's a lot of content, a lot of material, but we feel there's so much going on right now in the industry, and June is also Annuity Awareness Month, so we have so much going on that we feel it's important enough to take some of your time, about an hour and a half every week. So we appreciate you spending it with us. We know how valuable your time is, and we hope that this will be well worth your while. And the name of the game is if you can walk away with a new sales idea, strategy, learn something new, make a sale, gain a new client and friend, then it's a win-win for everyone across the board. So Neil has some great stuff to talk about as well. So he is the creator of our iGenius IUL software platform. And we understand, I don't care if you're 17 years old or you're 87 years old, it doesn't make a difference. If things aren't easy in black and white, then you're probably going to steer away from them, okay? And that goes with software, with products, all of the above. So Neil made things very easy. And the reason why we wanted him to join us today is A, he's going to touch on the software and give you an overview and show you how simple it is. And he's also going to talk about a new sales strategy, okay, that has to do with taxes, income, and risk, and give you a new story to tell your clients, okay? IUL is a hot ticket. Everyone's talking about it. A lot of carriers are marketing this. It's our job at Levinson to bring you the best carriers with the best cash accumulation and death benefit protection, okay? And number one, even more important than that, you need a great platform to be able to explain IUL in layman's terms, right, to your client. Because if you can't accomplish that, you're not going to make a sale. You're going to stick to your vanilla term sale, and someone else is going to make the 5, 10, 15, 20 grand of commissions on your same client. So it's our job to go out there, play offense, build an IUL software platform, second to none, build a CRM tool that you can get 1,000 new IUL prospects every month, okay, and use our marketing material to e-blast and send out mailers and use our material to conduct your own seminars. We have everything already built for you. And the icing on the cake, our program allows you to give free college scholarships to your IUL clients for their children and grandchildren. So talk about college savings, right? Think about that for a second. So here you have great cash accumulation, right? If you want to save up for Johnny's 4-year tuition. So you have cash accumulation building every single year tied to the S&P, and then you have a scholarship fund building in the background. And when Johnny is 17 years old and when he's a freshman at college, you have enough cash in your IUL and your scholarship to pay for a full 4-year tuition, and your client didn't pay any extra for this, okay? So now think about the story that you can tell all around IUL, right? Your competition can't. So when it's you talking to a client and then let's say the neighborhood IUL agent that's also trying to pitch your client, okay, they're not going to come close because you're adding $40,000 of value, right, with the scholarship. So you have an awesome story to tell. And that's why we want you to sit back, pay attention, jot down some notes, get your arms wrapped around this platform. It works. And I'm not sitting here trying to sell you something because there's nothing to sell you. The scholarship platform is free. Our platform is free, okay? If you're writing at least one IUL a month and hitting the minimum premium, that's one app per month. We pay for the IUL software as well. So, I mean, it's a win-win-win across the board, okay? So sit back, relax. Let's move on to slide number 1, our Levinson Infographics. So we made things very simple here. And we, again, going back to that black and white, basic layman's terms approach, okay? Very simple for you, our agent. And of course, if you're a GA with agents under you, name of the game is simple. So our iGenius infographics, left side is our marketing graphic. Just click on the picture. Every platform that we have is available at your fingertips. It's all itemized by number, and you click on that particular number, and there's a full breakdown on the platform so you can understand everything. And if you have an agent you're trying to convince to work with you, email that infographic. I guarantee you by the time they're done reading all of the numbers and all of the value add that you're offering them, they are going to sign up instantly, okay? 9 out of 10 times you just recruited a new agent. In the middle section is contracting, same exact concept, but for all of our licensing, commissions, LIMRA, DOL, everything that has to do with education and licensing is in the middle section. Right side, new business. That's everything built around as far as you sending in an application from A to Z until it gets issued and the policy is in force. It tells you who to call for what, where to go to check your case status in real-time fashion, where to go to see your downline and what business they're producing. And of course, also our new E&O policy built in as well. So separated into 3 sections, new business, contracting, and marketing. That is everything that we have to offer. Very, very easy to use approach, which is the name of the game for us in 2018, because we know if things are confusing, right? It's just like everything else in life. If you log into Facebook and you see there's 150 moving parts and where do you begin and how do you set up a profile page, you're probably never going to create an account on Facebook, right? That's the way it works. So they know, right? They put in billions of dollars of marketing, but they know things have to be simple. So we're following those footsteps, creating everything in a very easy to use and understand fashion for 2018. Okay, and Neil and his company did the same thing with their software as well that you're about to see in just a few more slides here. Okay, so real quick, we are going to give away a free tablet at the end of today's presentation. And what's neat is you can actually use this tablet with our new IUL sales software. So bring this on appointments and flip the screen around, and you can literally present an IUL and compare it against any investment product and show line by line why IUL is a clear-cut winner, okay? Makes things very, very simple. We're going to give the tablet to the 100th registrant. So whoever was number 100 is going to win the tablet. I'll announce the winner at the end of today's presentation and mail it out this afternoon. Okay, so what you're looking at in front of you is a listing of our core IUL carriers. It's important to know that each carrier kind of represents their own niche in the IUL space. We don't necessarily like to have a Burger King, a McDonald's, all on the same corner. So each carrier has their own niche, okay, if it's living benefits or a higher cap or better guarantees on death benefit or a higher minimum guaranteed floor, whatever the case is, each carrier represents their own feature. So if you have any questions or want to know what works best with each situation, call any one of our marketers and we will make sure that you are up to speed. I'm going to point out just a few things here that are important to note. So if you look at the red asterisk, okay, so every one of those carriers has approved our scholarship platform. So if you sell an IUL, I don't care what the premium is, I don't care how old or young the client is, you can give the client a free 1-year scholarship to any of our 400 colleges across the country. So when I see our competitors talking about college funding, college planning, college savings, I don't care what anyone says. Okay, when you have a great performing IUL, okay, which is most of those have great performing IULs, let's face it, plus a 1-year scholarship running at the same time, there is no better way to plan for a child or grandchild's education. I don't care what anybody says. So you need to learn how the scholarship platform works, how our new software works, and pick 1 or 2 companies, some of your favorite products, and you should be off to the races. So Allianz, Mutual of Omaha, Kansas City Life, National Life Group, otherwise known as LSW, all comes with our free scholarship platform. If you're already contracted, no problem. What I would do is fill out the cash for contracting form, okay? We will match or beat, most cases we'll beat your commissions, and then you'll get at least $100 to $500 cash with your first placed application, okay? So I would definitely take advantage of that incentive because most of the time we're going to actually do better than what you're getting today. So let us know if you're interested and we will get you all set up. Okay, moving forward. Just another minute here left, and then I'm going to introduce Neil. So these are some of the parts of the IUL software that all of this is included in one easy-to-use package. I don't want to steal any of Neil's thunder, but I will say that we have put together some awesome IUL marketing blasts that you can e-blast, you can put on your social media, you can send out traditional mailers. Okay, what I would do is incorporate all of this with the free scholarship offer. Okay, and remember, you can give that $500 gift card to anyone that talks to you about insurance or sets up a meeting or seminar or webinar just for speaking with you. They don't even have to buy anything, and you can give them that $500 gift card by being part of the scholarship program. So there's so much value add here. It's not even funny. I mean, I can go on and on and on, and I'm going to let Neil shed some light on this, but it is an awesome package, and I think you're going to be very, very impressed. If you've heard this before, you were at our expo, this is a new spin on the IUL software. So without further ado, my good friend Neil Wilding from Stonewood Financial has put together an awesome platform that only Levinson agents can take advantage of. Neil, you there?
I am, yes, Bill. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be doing business with you and the producers that we've gotten into the Stonewood family. Have been great to work with, and look forward to more and more coming on. I was just talking to one of our annual subscribers this morning, and this is a mega producer. This guy and his office have done over $140 million of annuity business. And he was talking to me about the training that's on our website, on the Stonewood website, part of the tools that we're going to show to you today. And he said it is by far the best training he has seen in the industry in his 25 years of doing business. This is stuff that I'm very proud of and stuff that we're really excited to bring to Levinson producers. And the topic that we talk about most is this concept around taxes, income, and risk. And you mentioned it when you introduced me. And so I'm going to just outline how this conversation goes, and you're just going to see how simple a conversation can be. And so just think, when you as an advisor or an agent are talking to a client, the reason they are speaking to someone new is because they have concerns. Happy people don't go and find new advisors. Happy people don't go looking for new concepts. They come to the table with concerns. And so if you're prepared for that and the concerns that they're going to have, it's just going to be a perfect conversation. And so when they come to you now, today more than ever, the number one topic that is on everyone's mind. It doesn't matter if they're 25 or 65 or 85. That topic is taxes, because we had changes in tax law, and everyone wants to know, how do those tax law changes affect me? And so as an advisor, the way you can differentiate yourself is through specializing in taxes and how taxes impact the other aspects of financial planning. See, before, when clients, advisors in the 80s and 90s, they made their specialty around the use of the efficient frontier, right? And using stocks and bonds, and how can we build an asset allocation model that's better than the next guy's? Well, suddenly everyone became good at that. And then you had, the tech bubble bursting in 2000, you had the financial crisis, and now everyone's learning about guaranteed income. And so agents and advisors learn to differentiate themselves by specializing in guaranteed income. Well, guess what? Those two topics, market volatility and income, they're still relevant, but no one can differentiate that way. Everyone's got a model, everyone's got mutual funds, and now everyone has access to annuities, and every advisor in America. But what's unique is being an advisor that can specialize in minimizing the taxes that people pay over their lifetime. But you have to go further, because clients still need to know, it's not just how, what kind of taxes am I going to pay, but then how does that translate to the retirement income that I'm going to generate? And then how does that translate to my overall risk tolerance? And so those three topics, taxes, income, and risk, should be the foundation of every conversation you have with a prospect. And if you can use the Stonewood tools available through the Levinson program that we have, through the iGenius platform, here's what you're going to do. You're going to move all three of these topics in the right direction. People want to pay less taxes. You're going to show them a calculation on the amount of taxes you can save them over their lifetime. And it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then we're going to be able to show them how much additional income you can generate for them. And then now the utopian part of this is people think, oh, I must have to take more risk in order to get more income. But that's not true. We're going to show them a way where we can also take risk off the table. And so imagine having a very simple conversation around saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes, increasing the amount of retirement income they'll have over their lifetime, all while taking risk off the table. You specialize in this story, and your practice is going to change for the better. And so let's walk through this example. We got a 42-year-old male. Now, when that gentleman comes into the office, he comes into the office with some concerns, but he also brings an existing balance in a 401k. And so there's $200,000. And he's trying to decide, should I keep saving in the same 401k, or should we look towards another alternative? Now, if he's coming into the office and he's concerned, his number one concern is taxes, well, then we need to tell a story about tax diversification, or really his lack thereof. Because if you look at the tax treatment of his 401k, more than likely he's chosen a tax deferred plan, and if he continues to contribute to that 401k, there is no tax deferral. There's no tax diversification whatsoever. Everything they're doing is all tax deferred. And so we're going to talk about a strategy, and you're going to be able to log into your Stonewood account, and we're going to be able to compare the taxes you would pay if you were to go tax deferred route versus what you would do if you chose a tax-free plan. And this is an amazing conversation to have with someone. So you log into your Stonewood account, and based on some very simple assumptions, a 25% tax rate in this particular example, and then we'll assume a tax growth rate of 7.06. I'll show you in a minute why I chose that. But let's just assume the account's growing at just over 7% a year and these 25% tax rate. What we're going to be able to do is run a report on our Stonewood software, and it's going to tell you that if he's 42 years old and contributing $16,000 a year going forward to his qualified accounts, the total, and I'll use air quotes here, the total benefit of being in that tax-deferred account is you put off paying $92,000 in taxes. But here's what people don't understand, is that $92,000 of tax deferral is going to cost them $361,000 in taxes. Now, that's not a very good deal. And it's really quick to see that when you run that report, and this is what it looks like out of the software, you put off paying $92,000, but had to pay $361 on the way out the door. Now, once that money's in a tax-deferred plan, that $92,000 is inevitable. Like, you're gonna have to pay that. But what we can do something about is the $361. And by using just this one page, I mean, we're not talking about this complex report, just this one page, what you can do is you can show your client by making the switch from tax-free or from tax-deferred to tax-free, you can save $269,000 in taxes. You think that's going to get someone's attention? Of course you are. That is rattle the cage type stuff there. And so we can show them a significant, over-the-top tax savings. But then we can't stop the conversation there. It's great to save money on taxes, but it's even more important to see how that tax savings translates to the world of income. Because that's really why people are saving. And he's got that 401k. And so the question is, should I continue saving in that tax-deferred plan, or should I save $250,000 and switch to a tax-free plan? So let's take a look at how that translates to savings, or translates to additional income. Again, we're going to use those same assumptions from before. We're going to assume a 25% tax rate and an earnings rate of 7.06. By the way, these are just inputs in the software. If you're in a state with higher taxes, you can plug in that higher tax rate. If you're in a state with lower taxes, you can plug in a different tax rate. And you can plug in whatever you like as far as growth rate for the account. I just happen to chose 7.06. And so by doing that, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to compare the income that I can generate from just staying in that qualified account and continuing to contribute, and compare that to the income I could generate if I were to put money into a tax-free plan. And so let's start with the numbers that you can get from a qualified account. Again, we're assuming 7.06, and we're going to assume total contributions of $368,000. That's the equivalent of $16,000 times another 23 years of saving. So by the time he goes to retire, his account balance will be worth $803,000. And so what the software is going to do is it's going to say, you also get to choose an age on which you want to tie up the income and make the comparison. And so for this, we want income to start at age 65, and I just chose age 100 in the software. And so the software is going to then calculate, okay, if you've got $803,000 growing at 706, you can take a $41,000 distribution and make it last age 100. But here's the thing. That number is an illusion. Because, yeah, you're going to deduct $41,000 from your balance. But you don't get to keep all of that. This is tax deferred. So your silent partner shows up. They take a quarter of your income. And so really the only amount that you get after tax is $31,000. And so the total distributions after tax are just over $1 million, $1 million, just over $1,085,000. And so that's actually pretty good, though, because we experience growth. And so you got over $1 million worth of total distributions. But now let's take a look at the amount of income that would have been generated if we put the same contributions into a tax-free plan. Now, I say the same contributions. You'll notice that there's only $276,000 of premium into the IUL. That's because we paid taxes along the way. So you got $12,000 of premium going in per year, total $276,000. And so by the time you reach age 65, you open up your statement and it shows you've got $471,000. Now, let's take a pause here for a minute and just imagine that you're 65 years old, and let's say you did both of these, and you open up two statements, and one of them reads 800,000, the other one 471. Like, just human nature is going to say, well, heck, the 803 did a lot better. But again, remember, that number was an illusion. It's not real because you don't get to keep all that money. But this one here, that 471 is true, and you get every penny of it. And if you're to use variable loans from an IUL policy, actually you could generate $36,000 income. And again, you get to keep all that. And so the total distributions all the way through age 100 are just under $1.5 million. And so these are the two Stonewood reports. One of them showing you the income from an IUL, the other one from just staying in a qualified plan. Very quickly, you can say, wow, that one on the right is doing a heck of a lot better. By the way, I didn't mention this. This is in a market neutral environment. This is both instruments delivering 7.06. This is market neutral. This is just one vehicle performing far more efficient than the other, to the tune of additional income, $410,000. By the way, this policy was run as simple as you can get. We actually ran this at a level death benefit. Now, there are other ways where you can go additional savings and you can show how much more. I mean, it'd probably generate another couple $100,000 difference by going to an increasing death benefit. So certainly talk to your Levinson marketer about how to structure the IUL to get even more out of it. This was just a nice, simple example. And so now we just showed you how you can save hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes, how much more income you can generate by going the tax-free route. And so people are probably going to think, in order for me to achieve those kind of results, I've got to take more risk. And so now let's have that quick conversation. The red line represents the market, S&P 500 dating back to the year 2000. If you would look at the average return over that time frame, 5.4%. That's not bad. Better than losing money. But still, imagine all the risk you had to take to get where you're going on that red line. If you were to overlay the power of indexing, or the concept of indexing, with a 0% floor, and in this example, we've got a 12% cap. If you were to apply the power of indexing to that same time frame, not only would you never dip below zero, but you would actually average a full, almost over 1% more per year. And so just a real simple to your client, as far as risk assessment goes, would you rather take the red line or the green line? Well, they're going to say, give me the green line. It's a no-brainer, right? And so we've got brochure available for download on the software that you can use and have this discussion. And then let's take it a step further, because maybe someone's going to say, well, this worked really well just for that specific time frame. Maybe you just picked one particular time. Well, we actually went back to 1997 and just picked different decades of performance. We chose 97 because we can only go far back as from a compliance perspective. We can go back as far as an index was actually added to a life chassis, which is 1997. So you look at different decades, you're going to see usually it falls between a 7.5% average credited rate, except that one outlier, 2000, 2009. So let's talk more about that particular decade, 2000 to 2009. I was in the business then. That was also, not coincidentally, that was the rise of annuities. And because annuities had income guarantees, and people suddenly were starting to realize the value of a guarantee, because you had not one but two historically bad bear markets compact into one decade. Put them all together, and what you have is the worst decade in the history of the S&P 500. It was the first time since that index went to 500 stocks that it averaged a negative return over a 10-year time frame. Yet, if you were to apply the concept of indexing to the worst decade in the history of this business, not only would you not lose money, but you would have made 5% a year. Think about that for a second. Like, how powerful is that, to be able to tell that story of the power of indexing, and then overlay that with that story about how indexing would have held up in the worst decade in S&P history? I think it's a pretty clear picture how IUL is taking risk off the table. And so we've got a worksheet that you can download. Think about how simple this is. You can actually write this on a napkin, write it on your hand, have your client write it on a marker board in a meeting, and just write the word taxes saved. In this example, we saved them $269,000 in taxes. Additional income generated, $410,000. Again, and that was with a conservative IUL illustration. The risk, and just write down risk assessment. Through the power of indexing, it's very clear to see how we're taking much less risk than being tied to the market. If you can show them a real quick worksheet that shows those three things moving in that significant amount of direction, who says no? Nobody. Like, this is a great, clean, consistent way to close business. Now, the person that might eventually try to say no is the person that had someone get in their ear to talk to them about how they think that life insurance is too expensive. And so we're going to overcome and dispel that myth before it even happens. Because the average 401k is 1.27%. The average managed account is 2.04%. Now, the challenge is when we go to talk about the cost of IUL and try and compare it to other popular savings instruments, we have no real way of doing that, because if you were to run the cost report from the carrier, what you're going to see is a bunch of dollar amount fees. And usually the case, these fees are front loaded. And so when you look at those fees and the high dollar amounts, it looks terribly expensive. And so what we want to do is change the conversation to be consistent with how other instruments are quoted in fees, which is we want to create a ratio, a percentage. And that ratio is going to be the total fees paid to the account value. And so with IUL, since it changes from year to year, what we have to do is look at a period of time and take a weighted average. And so what we have is a report on our software that you can run that does this for you. And it calculates the total fees paid starting in policy year 1. It goes all the way to the policy year in which it turns 90. And when you quote those fees as a ratio, something magical happens. The average 401k is 127. The example that I just happened to show you here is 68 basis points. Again, that was with a level death benefit. If you were to do increasing death benefit, get some additional cost savings, you probably cut that number in half. Regardless, no one is saying no for an instrument that costs 68 basis points. So suddenly, what you've done is you've leveled the playing field. In fact, the other guys might even get mad at you because you've caught their cost. I mean, and you're talking about, delivering significant tax savings, significant increase in income with significantly less risk at a significantly lower cost. You should never lose business for cost. And so this is just one of the sales track, and then this is the one I just happened to be talking about this morning with that other advisor, and it's a conversation that I have many times, but it's just one of the many sales tracks that we have available. And when you become a member of the Stonewood family here, what you get prospecting materials, you also get meeting scripts, you get materials to use in the meeting process, and then you get these reports that Bill was referring to earlier. I referenced a few of them in this particular example. Well, we've got many, many more. But the thing is, what it also comes with is a training. And so when you sign up, we'll do a live training with you on a webinar with folks here in our office, because it's important for you to know the reports do not sell themselves. The reports are as fantastic as they look. They are not magic dust. They do not sell for you. You need to understand the story and be able to present it. And so we'll do a really nice training session so you can see exactly how to use the reports in the sales process. And then everything else is digital as well. You've got, if you're going to see a 62-year-old instead of a 42-year-old, guess what? Click here. There's a video to show you how to have a conversation about taxes, income, and risk with a 62-year-old. If you've got someone who's 42, we'll show you a video on what to say. And so there's training sessions everywhere inside the website. One more thing before I hand things back to Bill is I want to also mention the book. I know Bill is ordering, he keeps ordering books left and right. I know he's using them. And we take orders all the time. We've sold 25,000 copies of this book just through advisors in our program. And we get calls all the time ordering them by the hundred. If you're a subscriber to the program, you can get them at cost. These things cost $15 a copy on Amazon, but you can get them for $5 a copy, which is our wholesale cost if you come through the office. But what you can also do is sign up for a program that we call our book customization program. And you'll see here the author of that book is my colleague, Marty Ruby. He and I started this company. And what you'll see is you can actually author the foreword to this book. And what that does is that'll get your name on the cover as the author of the foreword. It'll get Inside, be able to put your business address, and then on the back, you'll be able to put a picture and your bio and some contact information. So what a nice way to take this book, which, by the way, tells the story that I just walked you through, in a really nice, concise way on how to show and incorporate IUL into your overall savings practice, and do so with an authority in the IUL industry, which is Marty Ruby. And so one last thing, Bill mentioned that all you got to do is one app or one piece of business and reach some certain production minimums, and they'll end up picking up the tab for you, which is great. But here's the thing, when you start doing the business, it pays for itself. The case that I showed you is a $12,000 a year commitment, annual premium into an IUL. Now, the revenue to that, on that particular case, the one that I ran, because again, I use level death benefit, that's going to be about $9,000. That's just your upfront comp for that case. So when you go to sign up, normally retail price is $198 a month. We've actually negotiated a deal with Levinson to where their producers actually get it for half off. So for $99 a month, you're going to get a program that all you got to do is one piece of business. By the way, they're going to pay for your software. That's going to generate $9,000 though of revenue. Pretty quick math here tells me that's a 90x on your investment. So I know everyone on the phone's a business owner. Like, if you're not going to take advantage of something that's going to give you 90x on your investment in your business, then I don't know what you're going to spend your money on as far as marketing. So this is a really powerful way to go. I'm going to hand things back over to Bill now. There's his contact info. All of the marketers there at Levinson have access to the software. They can run you a sample report. So I'm going to push you all right back to Bill and his team to go ahead and wrap this up.
Thank you, Neil. Great job. That was awesome. And like he just said, okay, the $99 half off deal, that's actually a co-op price. So we contribute to help keep that cost down. And as soon as you are at that minimum premium, so in Neil's example there, that one case, we pay for the entire cost at that point. So it really is a no-brainer. And if you've never sold an IUL, this is a great chance to get your feet wet. If you are an IUL veteran and you're seasoned and you love IUL, this will bring your practice to the next level. And, Neil's a humble guy, great guy, but I will mention a couple things. This is the best. I've seen a bunch of IUL software ads and take your IUL premium and multiply it by 300% and this and that. There is no other carrier-approved IUL software that offers this much training, material, seminar, PowerPoints, all the above. There's nothing else like it, I promise you. And at free, okay, no charge, there's no skin off your back. So I can't say it enough. Very excited about that. Also, that book that Neil was talking about, if you remember years ago, that Tax-Free Retirement by Patrick Kelly, that was a huge hit. This book is even better. This is a book that you give to your prospects, okay, and by the time they're done reading it, it's a short read, very black and white, layman's terms, simple to go through, literally in less than an hour. By the time they're done, they're ready to set up an IUL appointment with you. So it works. And at $5, that's the discounted price plus shipping, no-brainer again. Okay, so moving forward here, Joe's going to take the wheel. He's going to show you how to get started. And then what we're going to do is run for 3 to 4 more minutes. We're going to show you how to get 1,000 prospects for IUL and college scholarship in just a second, and then we'll give away the free tablet. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So, of course, to get started, I want to show everyone just a screenshot of CarrieLevinson.com. This actually shows underneath the Agent Tool tab, clicking on Index UL Sales Software. You can actually see on the bottom there, you put in your information, request access. That'll prompt us to send you the code to actually download, what you need to get started, have access with that promo code. Again, right on CarrieLevinson.com. We will be sending out an email this afternoon with that link included, so you can actually access it right from that email as well. Bill mentioned using one of our great programs that actually delivers 1,000 new prospects every single month, and that's the Agency Automator CRM platform. If you haven't used this in the past, definitely something worth taking a look at. There's really 2 sides to Agency Automator. The first is the CRM tool, which really organizes all of your clients. There's a built-in email marketing tool, so even if you've written cases with us in the past, we can actually help export all that data, put it into your agency automator system, just to make sure that you don't miss out on any sales opportunities. It could be a conversion deadline, it could be a policy anniversary, it could be even just an annual review to make sure that there's no opportunities you're missing or sales opportunities that you're missing with your existing client database. So if you don't have a database right now, or your existing system or CRM tool that you're using doesn't have built-in email marketing, definitely take a look at Agency Automator. The second part of Agency Automator is the prospecting tool. There are literally millions of potential prospects inside of this system. There's a consumer database and a business database. You can pick your zip codes. You can pick the demographics. In this example, I did a 15-mile radius of the office. I wanted to see clients between the ages of 30 to 50 with an income of at least $150,000. I got just over 3,000 prospects that match that exact criteria. And the second step is then going into the different templates. We've got about 2,000 different templates available. We just added some new templates that focus on index universal life. There's some great options here that talk about, building a retirement vehicle or supplementing retirement or paying for college education out of that index universal life product. So the whole idea is you put in the demographics, you build a specific list. It gives you the client name, phone number, email address, physical address, all that information you need to reach out to that client. You send out these drip email marketing campaigns, and the best part is it actually tracks in real time who opens that email, who clicks on them, who likes your campaigns, and automatically prompts you to start that phone call. There's even a virtual assistant which will help organize everything for you in the back office and even help make phone calls and set appointments for you. So it really is a completely turnkey system. We have several trainings on this platform, and actually Wednesday of next week at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going over a complete in-depth training on specifically the virtual assistant and how to use that tool to generate some more lead activity. So really a phenomenal tool. If you're not using it, definitely recommend taking a look at it. Just for about maybe 15 or 20 minutes a week, you can have an automated marketing system working for you in the background.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. Okay, so, as you're hearing about this stuff, and I hope that you're jotting down some notes or recording some notes on your phone, but you should be thinking like, okay, who can I network to? Can I create a video tonight with my spouse talking about IUL? Can I add one of these marketing pieces Levinson put together and put it on my Facebook page or Instagram? Or, should I create a new 2.5-minute video talking about IUL and put it on my life insurance YouTube channel? All this stuff is free, and this is the way that you're going to create your name and your brand out there, okay? This is the way. You have to get to this level to grow. I'm telling you, mark my word, 5-10 years from now, you're going to look back and wish that you listened to us, okay? Because we're giving you all the ammunition, but you have to put the work in. So I really just hope you're scratching your head saying, okay, what accountants can I speak to? What estate planning attorneys can I network with? Okay, what video can I put together, okay, with my spouse's iPhone and post it on my social media pages? It goes on and on and on. But just remember one thing, okay? If you think, all this is just jargon and maybe it doesn't work, or maybe you're not that tech savvy, or whatever the case is, just remember one thing, okay? This business, Levinson and Associates, started in 1972. I came on almost 22 years ago, okay? And we had a few hundred agents. We were very regional. Today, we have 14,000 plus agents in every city in the U.S., okay? And the reason why, yes, we provide great service and products and value add. The main reason why we were able to grow at that pace is one thing, and that's our marketing with videos, with social media, okay, being in local magazines, on agent forums, okay, word of mouth. But little by little, we kept producing the content. We made it genuine. We used the 60-40 rule, okay? Again, 60% is bring that value add, free advice, educate your consumer, right? And the 40% is getting paid for your time. But think about that. Be creative, be genuine, produce this content at the minimum once a week, okay? Even for now, if you don't have much time, once a month, but get your name out there. Get your message out there. Even if you have 2 or 3 followers in the beginning, soon it's going to be 20 and then 100 and then 500, okay? On today's webinar, we have almost 300 agencies on and 2 webcasts, okay? On today's webinar, when we first started, we had 7 agents listening to us. But you know what? We did the best we could, and we kept growing and growing and growing and growing. So I hope you will do the same thing, but on a retail level. It's the same concept, okay? We can help you with a bunch of ideas, and we have even more and better technology coming out this year, okay? Your head is going to spin when you see what's coming Q4. Just think Amazon shopping cart. So real cool stuff. All right, so our upcoming training events, I know I went off to one side there, I get a little excited. Our upcoming agent training events, Agency Automator, to get those 1,000 prospects every month, okay? Talk about marketing. That is a huge opportunity to market scholarship and or IUL or a combination, right? Every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, we host those live. If you're looking at recruiting downline agents, we have Agency Automator Plus, and that's every Monday and Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. These are twice a week, and they're live webinars, so you can ask questions to make sure that you're comfortable with our tool, okay? So everything is already laid out for you. On the 12th is our top annuity sales concepts and tools training webinar. We have brought in the top annuity consultants, okay? In my opinion, the best in the country when it comes to annuity sales. And he is joining us on the 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to give away a tablet, some new incentives, real neat stuff. Even if you've never sold an annuity before, we're going to make sure that you're comfortable. By the time we're done, you'll be ready to start quoting. On the 13th following day, we are rolling out the updated and revised Agency Automator 2.0, okay? New retail websites, new changes to our CRM tool. You are going to see some awesome new stuff, same pricing, so nothing has changed, just lots and lots more value add. And keep in mind, if you're writing with us, all of that stuff, the Agency Automator, the IUL software, it's all free. It doesn't cost you a penny as long as you're writing business with us. Okay, on the 15th, long-term care sales software and marketing ideas. We're bringing back LTC for 2018 with this webinar. So wait till you see what we're going to talk about with living benefits, real neat stuff. Top IUL sales ideas, that's 2 p.m. Eastern on the 21st. On the 27th, we're going to talk about the top long-term care and living benefit riders attached to life insurance policies. So great stuff there. Again, we have never done so many webinars in 1 month. So I think by the time we're done, we'll have no voice left, but bottom line is we want to educate and train our agents to make sure that you are comfortable talking about this stuff. So important. Okay, so our last slide here. So I hope you are filled with some new ideas so you can go market yourself and be comfortable with this stuff, okay? It's really great technology that you can utilize. There's nothing else like this today. So I hope you can run with this. So just a couple things I'm going to add and then we'll end the call. We have our free, it says, ask me about free scholarships, okay? And we have these pins, these magnetic pins we made up. We'll mail them out to you free. As long as you're active with a scholarship company, we'll mail those out. I suggest you wear them. We have agents that wear them to the supermarket, to their son or daughter's basketball, football games, soccer games, and it sparks conversation, which leads to sales, as we all know. So if you have downline agents and they're set up with us, we'll mail them out a pin as well, no charge. Also, those IUL books, those are awesome to give out to prospects. You give one of those books out, okay, as long as your prospect will read it, you have to make a handshake bet with them, but they will be ready to set up an IUL meeting with you, and you can give them that $500 gift card, even if they don't buy a policy from you. So just think, okay, be creative. There's so many ways you can spin this stuff and change your business for this year. I know I get excited and I know I get on a rant, but it works. I've seen it. We have agents, okay, that literally were making, $30,000, $40,000. Some of them living week to week. They have changed their practice. These are now MDRT type producers. I can name 10 of them just off the top of my head. So I know it works, okay? I know for a fact the programs work. Okay, with that said, I want to introduce our tablet winner. But right before that, we're going to end with our Positive Tuesday quote every Tuesday. We have a live Positive Tuesday quote on our Facebook, Instagram, social media pages. This was a few weeks back. I am in competition with no one, just trying to be a better person than I was yesterday. So again, just better yourself day in, day out, personally and in business, and you will change your life. And you don't have to listen to me, okay? You can listen to some Tony Robbins, get into church, temple, whatever the case is. My only suggestion is make sure you have the right energy. Motivate yourself, okay? There's two options, right? You're either climbing or you're diving. Let's all make sure we're climbing every single day. Yes, we're going to have obstacles, but we're bigger and better than that, okay? And we're going to grow our businesses. Tablet giveaway number 100 is to Doug S. That's Doug S. We will mail that out to you. Congratulations. Have a great rest of the week, a good weekend, and great selling. Take care.